it's like then, you make too much. So I'm like, what do people like me do? There's people like me that you can't afford really these large $1,000 apartments that aren't worth anything. And then you see a nice apartment, brand spanking new, and then what I like, each room had a humidifier in there. But, I say all that to say, but then the caveat, I make too much money. Come on, make it make sense. Make it make sense. They say either you don't make enough. Now we're in a point in life where you make too much. So what do you want? What do you want? I just don't get it. What do you want? So is anyone ever gonna make housing affordable for someone like me? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. And it is so discouraging because you want something nice. And when I tell you these are nice, I mean, you just smell the newness. You could smell the newness. But, sorry, dear, you make too much. I don't get it. I don't get it. You make too much. Well, what do you want me to do? Like, to you, I make too much. But, the bills ain't saying that. I don't get it. Somebody got to make it make sense. And then, it's no wonder people are leaving the U.S. and going to other countries to live. Because you're going to have a better quality of life. You're getting more for your money. And here it's just, the lady was like, oh, we're probably going to have to start a waiting list, because we get so many applications. I guess so. A 2-bedroom for $550 or a 3-bedroom for $550. And then one of the bedrooms is like in a nook by itself. And I mean, the master bedroom, that master closet was so stinking big. It's just discouraging. It really is. It's discouraging. And I try not to get discouraged, but it's like I work. Either the apartment is too much or you make too much. When is there ever going to be a happy medium? When is there going to be a happy medium where it can just serve its purpose for everyone? And I think that's something I'll never see in this lifetime. I don't think I'm going to see it in this lifetime. I don't get it. And maybe I'm not supposed to. And a lot of times I say make it make sense. Because this is not making sense. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Stainless steel apartment. The only thing they didn't have, as nice as they are, there's no pool. But of course, kids are gonna live in there. 3 floors. They have an elevator. It doesn't make sense. It just does not make sense. Now, if I was to buy something, which eventually people, the way things are going, I want to buy something, because if you don't have your own, people are basically going to do what they want to do. Then there's one place I called, houses in a, not a glamorous area, but an area, you know what I mean? An area. And they only want people with 3 or less in the home. It's a 3-bedroom, so they wanted, 3 or less, which that's their property. Then one place I called, the one guy told me, he said, I only want to rent to people who have a voucher. And I'm thinking, wow, people who can afford it that doesn't have a voucher, you don't want to rent it to. So I ask you again, make it make sense. Make that make sense, because I can't seem to make it make sense. I can't make it make sense. I don't know why. Then you have apartments that are, they call them luxury, 3 bedrooms. They want $2,500. Who in the world got $2,500? Then you may have to pay car payment. You got to pay cell phone. You got to eat. You got to pay car insurance. You want to have some social life. You got to have clothes. So who has $2,500 for you to say it's a luxury place? Oh, and this place had telehealth. They had a fitness center. I think this is an affordable apartment complex. Yep. 2 bedrooms. When I tell you, brand spanking new. But I already know how it's going to turn out, because what's going to happen when they get in there, it's nice now. I hate to say it, it's going to get towed up. But they said they had 75 units, I think, and they've moved in 20 families already. So, yeah. But I didn't even take the application, because when she told me what the salary range is, and you got to include everybody's salary. How ironic. I'll say it again. Oh, you make too much. Because my salary alone, I might have been able to, I'm not sure, I don't even know. Because the more people, the higher the salary range is. So I don't know. So I was joking with the lady. I said, oh my gosh, I wish I could find one more child. Just joking, you guys, just joking. It ain't that serious. It ain't that serious. But I don't know. I keep saying the van life, rent, owning an RV, because that's what people are doing. You can travel, and then it's yours. You can be anywhere you want. That's if you get the travel trailer. I would get the travel where I don't have to worry about just being at a campground or on a site. Where I want one where I can literally travel, where I can, travel with it. But I don't work from home. Unfortunately, I have to be in the office. So that's a no-no. That's a no-go. But I don't know, guys. I mean, I don't know. It's just like you take 10 steps forward, but then you get knocked back by 50 steps. And I'm going to say it again. These landlords, they can raise your rent. They cannot renew your lease if you don't want. But we as a tenant, you got to give a 60 to 90 day notice to leave. If something's not fixed in your apartment and you don't pay for it, or you hold your rent, and I don't mean spend it, I mean hold it, then they want to take you to court. So it's just like a job. Just like when you go on an interview, you're expected to send a thank you letter, do all this, research the company, all that, right? But when you go on after you go on that interview, that company, they don't give us the same courtesy. They don't send, a lot of them don't send you didn't get it, thank you for interviewing, whatever. So it's just the relationship, just like when you're renting. That landlord has so many rules that you have to follow. I need 90 days. You can't do this. You can't have that. I'm going to charge you for pets. But you want to take them to small claims court or something because they're not fixing like they're supposed to. It's an issue. I don't know, people. I don't know. Yeah, I do know. I do know it's just best to have your own. Not everybody wants their own. Not everybody can feel like they can afford their own. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Now they want to put you in a dilapidated place that ain't worth 35 cents, but they want to charge you $1,700-$1,800. What? This one place I looked at, $1,700. For what? And it's not even mine. But they do that because they know people need somewhere to live. And they getting over like a fat rat. I'm telling you, I'm so serious. If I was ever, oh Lord, y'all, look at me. Excuse the sun. If I was ever able to buy something, I would. It would be for the people. It would be affordable. Now, I'm not saying like if you make $100,000 that your rent would be $500, but your rent could at least be like $1,000. Not, going up to $1,700, $1,800. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about $1,000, $1,200, and have stuff included. Now people are making your water and your sewage. They make you pay for that. They build that. A lot of people. A lot of these places are building that into your monthly rental payment. Some places have laundry rooms. Some places will, like this place, they have a laundry hookup in the unit, and they also have she said on the second and third floor they have a laundromat. Now I haven't seen a place like that since I've been in New York. Because I'm telling you, when I saw the elevator, I said it's like nostalgic. I have not, seen places like that. And then to say they have a laundry room on the second and third floor, I'm like, wow. They places just don't do that anymore. You either have a laundry in the unit where you have your own washer and dryer, or you go to the laundromat. But for this place, to have a laundromat in there, and that's good because some people can't, because if they're building a water in, some people can't afford that. Extra water bill, like washing clothes and stuff. So I don't know. I'm just going off on my tangent, but I don't know. Guys, I don't know. I wish I was Samantha from Bewitched or Dream of Jeannie, and just could snap my finger up and just, or the Great Gazoo from the Flintstones. I'm dating myself out. The Great Gazoo could do things. Man, let me tell you something. I would build a palace. I would have something where my kids and my grandkids could live in. They have their own sweet gated community, so they never have to worry about anything. Because, honey, I'm going to tell you something now. If you don't get your own, you're going to be out. I just can't believe in their eyes, I make too much. I make too much. But, that's their thing. And it's just sad. I guess I'm on a rant because it's like, how do you do that? Don't you want somebody in there that, can pay the bills and you don't have to worry about anything? I'm gonna say it again. Make it make sense. Wouldn't you want somebody that has a 9 to 5, a decent salary, that could pay the rent? I don't get it. And again, am I supposed to? Probably not. I don't know. But it's just discouraging. It just makes me want to just say, give me a van or a travel trailer and let me be. And I ain't got to worry about nothing. go to the campsites, go to different places. I'm telling you though, if I could work from home and I had that type of job, I promise you I would do that. I wouldn't even put no more eggs in the basket. I wouldn't look for another rental, nothing. I would get rid of my car, get a Winnebago that I could drive. Because one thing, I don't want to be having to get out, set up. I don't want to do all that. I want to be able to park it and climb in the cab in the back, have my kitchen, you know, my little living room, my bathroom, all that. You know, I have to worry about it. That's what I would love to see me have, because this is just ridiculous. I was all hyped. I got off work early. Like I said, started my vacation a day early because I got so hyped, because when I thought it was 6 people, I don't know why I told the girl it was 6 people, but it was only 5. And she was like, you know, the limit. I was like, yes, under that. And I said to the lady before I took the application, I said, let me just ask you now, before I take this application, let me just get the amount again. When she told me, I said, never, ain't no need for me to take the application. Ain't no need, because y'all ain't gonna qualify me. Not you gonna disqualify because you make too much. Can you make it make sense? You're disqualified because you make too much. Whew. Ooh, they in a hurry. You're disqualified because you make too much. But I don't know, people, you know, and maybe God has something else for me. Maybe he has something else for me. I don't know. But I will find something. I will find something. I will find something. But on another note, I'm happy, I'm blessed. I'm on vacation. And I'm happy about that, because I have been working very hard at work. Although I did bring my computer, but I told one of my employees, it's only for emergencies. If you need something, you got to text me after hours, because I'm not going to be on during work hours, because I don't want to answer any emails. So that is that, beautifuls. I'm going to say thank you for listening to me rant, because I needed that. And it's going to work out. I know it is. And if anyone hear the sound of my voice, let me know if you've ever faced that. You got disqualified because you make too much. So, I don't know what they want me to do. I don't know if they want people just to go back and not make anything and still be struggling. I don't know. I really don't know. But anyway, I will hope that you will comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Tell me what you think. Make it make sense. That's all I can say, make it make sense. Because to me, it ain't making sense. But I can't keep saying that. I can't keep saying that. But I thank you. I'm so very humbled that you have stopped by my channel. And I hope that you will check out some of my other videos. You know, I put a lot of inspirational things out there. You know, check out my other videos and just, you know, stop by and say hi. Catch me on a live sometime. But with that being said, please, 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 don't forget, if you feel so compelled, because it's free, to give me a like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you never miss out on another video by your girl Tanya and her channel, Authentically TJB. Until the next time.